from there to take that all in. And science can't tell me why God made me. Can't tell me with certainty if there even is a God. One of my ministry school teachers used to answer so many of our questions with the words, well, what does your wisdom tell you? Inner wisdom. Our inner source of knowing, our inner wisdom includes all that we brought forth with us in our DNA. All we know from our insides as well as from our experiences and our education. My personal spiritual growth came through scientific discovery and self-reflection and lots of reading, and I realized this morning there was an incredible great influence by the Beatles' music. Go John Lennon. One of my favorite teachers is Ralph Waldo Emerson, who preached self-reliance. Got a thumbs up over there. He taught us to reflect on both our relationships with nature and our relationship with God, to do it repeatedly, to do it throughout our lifetime. He said not to fear change, for we live our lives in constant change. Our world today is changing more swiftly than ever. Technological advances in the last 100 years alone allow us to move around the globe and to share immense amounts of information quickly. I still ask the big questions. Why am I here? Is life the final answer? If not, what else is there? And how can I really know? I have not found answers that are completely unshakable or unchangeable. My doubts and my beliefs have worked hand in hand my entire life. My doubts are the gritty whetstone on which I have sharpened and strengthened the blades of my beliefs, and blades that have cut me deep and at times required total review of my truths. For many of us, there comes a time when a belief no longer serves us. And abandoning beliefs, has it been at times easy? When I understood it was okay not to believe everything that the church was teaching me. And at times tougher. That mental illness can have an effect on an entire family. That not all marriages last until death. Now, His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, tells us, old friends pass away, new friends appear. It is just like the days. An old day passes, a new one arrives. The important thing is to make it meaningful. A meaningful day, a meaningful friend. The friend he speaks of, the day he speaks of, could be a belief that we hold. A belief that no longer resonates with what is inside you. If it was meaningful, it was worthwhile, as will be your next. Last week when I was doing the workshop on resiliency kits, one of the participants came up with a wonderful tool I hadn't thought of, but have now added, and that's a shovel. She suggested when we are facing a difficulty, a challenge, or mud, we might need to think about what do we need to move out of our own way. And sometimes that's a belief. And so I now have a shovel in my resiliency toolkit. Marcus Aurelius told us, we ought to do good to others as simply as a horse runs, as simply as a bee makes honey or a vine bears grapes, season after season, without thinking of the grapes. Aurelius says it should be simple. I say when we're able to practice our values and stand in our truth, doing good does become simple. May it be so. We have time maybe to discuss. Thank you. Comments or questions? Yes. Thoughts, comments, questions?
When I first, excuse me, when I first started coming to the Universalist Church, I knew nothing about it. And the one thing that the church has given me is the comfort of having a belief, but not a Christian belief. And over the years, for a long time, from childhood to adulthood, I thought I must be an atheist because the Christians keep telling me that if I do not believe in their God, then I'm an atheist. Then I came to this church and heard people like you and different people in the congregation and started feeling very comfortable with my own beliefs. And I'll keep this shorter. I joined an international organization, and 90%, 95% of the members identify themselves as Christian. And when I first joined, I had to sign that I believed in God. And I thought, okay. So when I wrote the letter saying that I believed in God, I said, I do believe in God, whether God is called God or the Great Tomato. And I thought, if they accept me, I'm good with it. Thank you for your talk.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I did read a question as I was working on this, and that was wondering if I only believe 12.5% of the Bible, does that make me an atheist? Those decimal points.
So in psychology class, we learned that the first belief that you make is whether you're safe or you're unsafe. And that is when you're a baby and you're still in diapers and you're drinking from your mother's teat. And what determines that is if you're being fed, if you're being held when you're crying, and if your diaper's being changed. And you carry that belief out completely throughout your entire life. Thank you.
Oh, Anne, yes. Well, back a ways, at least 10 years, we had someone that taught us that chaos is a necessary element of change. Okay, so chaos is something you need to be able to ride like the wave and not end going under. So my big change for now that I've been dealing with is if there aren't rules that are forever, how do I begin? I mean, what's the base? So I choose that love is probably better than any other reason for doing something. And there just isn't any way I feel I can love everybody on site. So I've taken on kindness
has been my way into finding out just how important heart sense is. And at the moment, I'm feeling a lot crazy. But
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
We have a closing song. The words will be on your screen. It's number 414 if you'd like to look at the words your own self. As we leave this friendly place.
As we extinguish the flame on our chalice, we ignited inside ourselves. Our commitment to our mission and to one another is an unquenchable flame. Let us remember that we are not alone until we light this flame next time.
And now we form, as is our tradition, our closing circle, joined hands, and sing Go Lift It Up.